Imagine being in the middle of a chaotic traffic jam or facing a tough conversation with your boss or even dealing with a personal crisis. What if you could remain calm, composed, and unshaken by it all? This is the power of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has been shaping lives for centuries, helping people to find a deeper sense of peace, happiness, and fulfillment. At its core, Stoicism teaches us something profound. The only thing truly within our control is how we respond. Everything else, whether it's the weather, the economy, or other people's actions, is beyond our influence. By accepting this simple truth, we can free ourselves from the stress and frustration of trying to control what we cannot. Stoicism isn't about avoiding life's challenges, but about focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our intentions. By striving to live a life of virtue, we cultivate a sense of peace that doesn't rely on the chaos of the world around us. In this video, we'll explore how you can tap into this timeless wisdom to master your emotions and find true inner peace. Let's take a deeper dive into 10 transformative lessons from Stoicism. The first lesson is simple but powerful. Embrace what you can control. Epictetus, one of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, emphasized that life is divided into two parts: what's within our control and what isn't. By focusing our energy on the things we can change, our thoughts, our actions, our responses, we stop wasting precious time and emotional energy on things outside our reach. It's like being an archer. We can aim, draw the bow, and release the arrow with skill and precision. But once it's in flight, we cannot control where it lands. Accepting that we can only control our efforts, not the outcomes, brings a profound sense of tranquility and purpose. The second lesson is about the power of acceptance. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, taught us that life will always be a mixture of highs and lows. There will be triumphs and there will be tribulations. The key to navigating this unpredictability is acceptance, not in the sense of resignation, but in understanding that we can't always control the course of events. The winds of life will blow in different directions, and rather than fighting against them, Stoicism teaches us to sail with them. By letting go of our attachment to specific outcomes, we find peace in the flow of life, embracing whatever comes our way. The third lesson is mindfulness. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, emphasizes the importance of being present. We often get lost in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future, but the present moment is the only place where life truly happens. Mindfulness, in the Stoic sense, is about paying attention to what's happening right now, fully experiencing the moment without distraction. This practice helps us detach from the constant cycle of worry and regret, allowing us to engage more deeply with life's beauty and simplicity, no matter how small or routine. Resilience is the fourth lesson, and it's a cornerstone of Stoic thought. Life is filled with adversity, but rather than seeing challenges as obstacles, Stoics view them as opportunities to grow stronger. Epictetus teaches us that it's not the difficulties we face that define us, but how we respond to them. Resilience is the ability to stand firm in the face of hardship, like an oak tree that weathers the storm. Each challenge we face is a chance to build our character, strengthen our resolve, and discover our true potential. The fifth lesson is the power of choice. Epictetus reminds us that while we cannot control the events that happen to us, we always have control over how we respond. Our choices shape our lives, and in every moment, we have the ability to decide how we will react to whatever comes our way. By aligning our responses with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we create a foundation of peace and resilience that no external force can shake. In every lesson, Stoicism encourages us to focus on the one thing we truly control: our own inner world. By embracing what's within our power and accepting what isn't, we can navigate life's unpredictable journey with grace and composure. Whether facing hardship or triumph, the Stoic path teaches us to find peace, stay grounded, and maintain control over the one thing that matters most: ourselves. There's a moment in life when you realize the chase for more, for endless desires, does nothing but weigh you down. It's a realization that the more you grasp, the less you truly possess. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, understood this well. In his writings, he speaks to us from centuries past. urging us to resist the dangerous pull of excessive desire. The things we crave, wealth, status, possessions, often lead us to turbulence, not fulfillment. They fill the empty spaces within us temporarily, only to leave us longing for more. Seneca's wisdom is a reminder that true peace, true contentment, is found not in abundance, but in simplicity. By limiting our desires, we anchor ourselves in serenity, unshaken by the whims of the outside world. The Stoic path asks us to seek only what is essential for a virtuous life, steering us away from the distractions that lead us astray. In this pursuit, we find calm, a treasure not dictated by fortune, but by our own sense of enough. To live a life rooted in virtue is to live in harmony with something greater than ourselves. Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius all echoed this call, the call to live virtuously, regardless of what the world may offer. Stoicism teaches us that virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are not abstract ideals. They are the very foundation of a life well lived. Wisdom shines a light on the path ahead, teaching us to see the world as it truly is. Courage steadies us, not in the absence of fear, but in our ability to face it head on. Justice guides our actions, ensuring that we walk a righteous path. And temperance? It's the gentle hand that helps us keep our desires in check, so we are not slaves to what we want. When we live by these virtues, we align ourselves with the natural flow of the universe. We remain composed, even when life throws us off course. Stoicism invites us to embody these virtues every day, to weave them into the very fabric of our lives, for they are what keep us anchored when everything else seems to crumble. Life is fleeting. We know this in our hearts, but how often do we truly live by it? Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, invites us to acknowledge the transitory nature of life, to embrace it, not fear it. The beauty of life is in its impermanence. Everything is in constant flux. The good, the bad, the moments of joy, and the trials of pain. The Stoic understands that none of these things last forever. So instead of clinging to them, we learn to let go. We appreciate what we have while it lasts, and when it fades, we don't mourn its loss. We let it go with grace. The ability to accept the transitory nature of life doesn't diminish our experience. It enriches it. It allows us to savor the present moment, free from the fear of what will pass. We are no longer tethered to the fleeting things of the world, but are anchored in a deeper peace that is untouched by the ebb and flow of external circumstances. Gratitude is a power often overlooked, but it's one of the most profound tools we have for inner peace. Seneca, once again, reminds us that gratitude is not simply a response to our blessings, but a mindset, a way of seeing the world. It's not about the abundance we possess, but about recognizing the gifts already in our lives. By cultivating gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. This shift brings a sense of peace that external circumstances cannot disturb. Gratitude grounds us, even in the face of hardship. It reminds us that every trial, every setback, carries with it a lesson. By embracing gratitude, we begin to see that life's greatest treasures are not material, but in the moments we experience and the lessons we learn along the way. And then there's the lesson of growth. Epictetus, the great Stoic, understood that life is not about reaching a final destination, but about the journey, the endless process of self-improvement. We are all works in progress, and there is always room for growth. Stoicism doesn't demand perfection, but it calls for progress. Each step, each lesson, each challenge we face shapes us into something greater. We are never static, we are always evolving. The commitment to lifelong learning is the path to inner peace because it frees us from the burden of trying to control everything around us. Instead, we focus on what we can control: our growth, our response to life's challenges, and our ability to adapt. The more we learn, the more we grow, and the more resilient we become. Each day is an opportunity to become a better version of ourselves, and it is in this pursuit that we find the true meaning of peace. In a world full of distractions and uncertainty, Stoicism provides a steady anchor. These lessons, passed down through the ages, remind us that true peace doesn't come from external circumstances. It is found within, through moderation, virtue, acceptance, gratitude, and the commitment to growth. By embodying these principles, we find the strength to navigate life's challenges with grace, wisdom, and unwavering inner calm. The Stoic path is not an easy one, but it is the path that leads to true tranquility.